just not a good time. And, you know, it wasn't always till 2 a.m., but like even past midnight at a bar when you're not drinking sucks. So it just wore on me. And it was not the same amount of fun as whenever I started. Also at the end, like as a young man, get drunk, go in the mosh pit, have a good time. As an old man, not drink, not go in the pit, because I'm old and it takes way longer to heal now than it did when I was younger. So it was over. Now, why do I claim that I won punk rock? I did the thing that I set out to do. It was about living. It wasn't about being in a good band. It wasn't about making money. Like, what? Oh, my band's so big, I could tour and support myself off the money I earn. That's not winning punk rock. That's like selling out, I think. But lived experience. We did a thing, and what an old philosophy or principle I used to live by was going hard. Like I was aware of my mortality at a young age, like even in the late teens and early 20s, when you still think you're invincible. Our friends, some people we knew had already died by that point, or a lot of us had the assumption that we would die by the age of 25, and surviving past 25 was like kind of impressive because not all of us did that. And I mean, now that we're getting a bit older, like we've lost like a third of people that, you know, from our, I don't know if generation's the right word, but like circles and all of that like, maybe it's only 25%, I might be exaggerating, but I knew that it was important to live while I was young, to be reckless, wild, involved in like potentially dangerous activities. And I'm not trying to necessarily glorify those things, but if you're going to do those things, do them while you're young. So that way, whenever you break a bone or burn 15% of your body, you'll be able to heal from it, as opposed to doing it when you're an old man. So tying that back in, punk rock's, it's a youthful pursuit. And now that I'm older and I see like the bands we used to look up to, the touring bands, they look pathetic. Like whenever we opened for the Dwarves, Blag couldn't sing because he blew out his vocal cords earlier in the week or whatever. So that was fucking lame. Like, oh, we came to see the Dwarves, can't even hear Blag do vocals. Lame. Other just old man shit. Like, or even, not to be critical of people I know that still participate in it, but like, we've strayed so far from the source or the purity of the endeavor. And to me, the majority of like, not only the local scene, but like, it's a bunch of mediocre bullshit. Like I have heard these songs a million times. Oh, you wrote a new song? Oh, it sounds like every other song. Boring. I'm done. I've kind of checked out of the genre. But that didn't stop me from putting on the uniform here. So yeah, hanging it up because I'm old, I think was important. Hanging it up because I'm not as interested because I don't drink. I think all of those are important. And so as far as my cave painting goes, this stuff's kind of like shedding of the ego of like, where can I put these things of my past? And I'm gonna put them on YouTube and leave them there, and hopefully they don't, hopefully it gets archived for a significant period of time. And if not, oh well, it's just like building a sandcastle on the beach, and the tide's gonna come and wash it away. And I'm fine with that too. But in the meantime, we're gonna keep making these cave paintings. I see we're running pretty long, but the camera didn't cut out, so that must mean that I'm doing well. We'll see if I could run through some of what this coat, I put on the uniform here to show that I'm actually punk rock. Let's start at the bottom here. We got some high top Chuck Taylors. The plaid bondage pants, super important. You may have been staring at the t-shirt. I don't know if you've noticed on the dress shirt that I usually wear, this same stencil is down on one of the sides. I branded myself at a young age. Not a young age, but like I branded myself early on. That could be its own video. Talking about the branding of Randall. Something that I noticed, so this is one of my oldest coats. The oldest coat got burned the following morning after I got burned, but this one I still had. So I've got a couple of yin-yangs on the sleeve there. I thought that to be super interesting. Like, oh, was I apparently I was a Taoist in my teenage years, and I was, and I continued, and still am. So I thought that was insightful. These checkerboards here, that's to signify ska, and later in my life I would get that tattooed around my ankles, the checkerboard. And for those who don't know, ska, the reason they use the checkerboard is that they were some of the first integrated bands in the world, I guess, where white people and black people would make music together, and that's cool. that's very good that they did that. So a little bit of honor to the ska there. We got a Coco Pelli up there. Pretty sure that would have been like something my mom purchased maybe on a vacation. A god of music. The Unseen, we were into the street punk stuff. We got a Chunk Sucks patch there, my buddy Chunk. The Pissed. Quick story, I think I only saw the Pissed once. It was at the Braddock Elks. And if my memory serves me right, I'm pretty sure John Fetterman served me a beer down there, or at least once, or at least one. And that dude's now like running for Senate. So that's a weird coincidence. And that's kind of why there's a handful of politicians out there that you're like pretty sure that they're doing it for the right thing. And that's one of them dudes that he's campaigning heavily upon legalization of cannabis, and to just like the work that he did in Braddock is like good. He's a good dude. So that was my Pissed story. Over here we've got a little, what is that, cross stitch of a little bunny and a holding some carrots, and it says, "I love you a whole bunch." That's fabulous. Pins, we got like an anti-Nazi one there, a couple of bands from the Rally Alley, Germs, Crass, the Columbine Kids, Alf there. Oh, this is nice. I sewed a pocket from Jenko jeans on the inside of this to be a inner pocket. And what's left with this coat? Oh, I used to wear my heart on my sleeve. Pretty witty, right? And the back. Oh, did we forget this pink flower that says "wuss" above it? And the back, we've got Unity from Op Ivy. I Want to Be a Punk, blank 77. The blank shows were so good. Oh, seeing the blanks was fucking, that was magical every time. It was always so much fun. And what do we got down here? Lower Class Brats with their knockoff of A Clockwork Orange. Later went on to get Alex's prison number tattooed on my ass. But this is a uniform of some sort that, you know, punk rock being hyper individualistic. So let's all get mohawks and dress the same. Let's wear the same shoes and pants and all that. So like, yeah, the subcultures that rebel. I don't know. I can make several more videos on punk rock. I probably will. It's probably time to wrap this one up. But so that's 3 down. I won philosophy. I hauled beer. And I won punk rock. So I think I have one more for this quartet to bring up shortly, and being able to tie that back into other stuff. Like, this project is weird because I didn't know what I was doing with it, and I still don't know what I'm doing with it, but I'm starting to see connections in like the direction of where it goes, and it seems like a lot of work. But like, seriously, I just sat here and talked for like 45 minutes, and that's not very difficult. I didn't do any script, I didn't do an outline, and I tried contemplating what I was going to talk about, and that didn't work either. So apparently I'm starting to get the drift of how to talk on camera. That's a lot of the purpose of these videos, is learning how to express myself off the top of my head. And we're getting there. I'm seeing progress. It's been fun. It still is fun. I'm gonna keep doing it. And that I've had a suspicion since the start that like this will actually mean something by the time I'm done. That like, you know, say 100 episodes in, if you watch 1 through 100, you'll be like, damn, he did something there. But right now it's still kind of like a chaotic, jumbled mess of, you know, rantings and ravings of some kind of burnout with potentially mental health issues. So till next time, remember, you're a sovereign individual. Do what thou wilt.